By mimicking as well as parodying classic fairy tale stories, Shrek is a creative story both in humor and maturity that can be enjoyed by both children and adults. My name is Jeremy and I host Listening to the Movies on 101.7 Civil Radio. I play classic hits from great film soundtracks, and today I will be talking about Shrek. I remember seeing this film back in 2001, and as a young kid, I enjoyed the story and the jokes and the overall happy feeling it gave me, just like any other one would. When I re-watched it for the show last week, I discovered references and jokes that I couldn't have comprehended as a young guy. I realized just how well written Shrek was, not only just for the jokes and the fairy tale references, but also for how they exploited the redundancy of story formulas, as well as paid homage to them at the same time. Shrek is about an ogre voiced by Mike Myers, who enjoys his solitude, but is interrupted by a talking donkey played by Eddie Murphy, and every fairy tale creature ever known, who just so happens to appear in a swamp. He finds out that they've all been evicted from the realm and they must live on his land, so he travels to the ruling lord, who is wonderfully voiced by John Lithgow. Shrek and the Lord Farquaad make a deal. He rescues a princess from a dragon-protected castle, and Farquaad will give him back his swamp. So Shrek saves the princess but ultimately falls in love with her, and cue the fairy tale ending. As I said before, I now see jokes in the film from a different perspective, and for me, it makes them even funnier than they were before. Here's one of my favorite scenes in the film.
That's enough. He's ready to talk. Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
You're a monster.
I'm not the monster here. You are. You and the rest of that fairy tale trash poisoning my perfect world. Now tell me, where are the others?
Eat me.
I've tried to be fair to you creatures. Now my patience has reached its end. Tell me, or I'll...
No, not the buttons. Not my gumdrop buttons.
All right then, who's hiding them?
Okay, I'll tell you. Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Yes, I know the Muffin Man. Who lives on Drury Lane?
Well, she's married to the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man!
She's married to the Muffin Man.
The fact that the Muffin Man is introduced with no explanation of who the she is just gold. It makes fun of dramas and intense thrillers all in 1 minute. The fact that the glass of milk is a torture device is just hilarious. The animation was pretty decent at the time. Sure, it has been far surpassed nowadays, but at the time, Pixar and Disney were the kings of the animated realm, and DreamWorks took a massive risk with doing this project, and it paid off with a classic story of humor, love, and friendship. With tremendous acting on all parts, the characters live and breathe a vitality that is rare. Mainly because most of the lines were improv from the script, the characters feel real, and the jokes are made even better from that acting perspective. I still find it interesting that the following films never had any of Shrek's dry air jokes. I thought they were really funny, and helped establish the fact that he was an isolated character, and how he didn't know a bad joke when he ever saw one.
Sure, it's big enough, but look at the location.
Now for whether you should watch this or not. If you haven't seen it, I will be massively surprised, but if you haven't, you should definitely watch it. Sure, the series dragged on with 4 in the whole making, as well as a spin-off with Puss in Boots, which actually was really good. Either way, you should watch this one and the second one for sure. you can forget about 3 or 4. If you like this video and you want to see more, click here. If you want in on the latest video and update, click here to subscribe. Finally, if you want the podcast of this show as well as the others, click the first link in the description.